Okay, good morning everyone sa lahat ng nakikinig at nanonood nitong video na to. Magandang umaga po sa lahat. So our topic is dispute resolution and crisis or incident management. So this is a subject included in the criminology area. So sa board exam, kasama niya yung ibang mga subjects tulad ng Introduction to Criminology which is natapos na natin, no? Yung juvenile, kung natatandaan niyo yan, juvenile delinquency, ethics, no? Ano pa, human behavior and research, no? Yung mga yan, kasama po yan dito sa area ng criminology. So, let us start. Ano po ba itong tinatawag nating dispute resolution and crisis incident management? Actually, dalawang area yan eh. Dalawang magkaibang area o subject na pinag-combine para maituro ng isang semester. No, yung unang part is yung tinatawag nating dispute resolution, no? So, once magkakaroon ng dispute, no, o tinatawag din yan na conflict, no? Tinatawag din siyang conflict, yung mga disagreement, no, yung mga struggles between people, no, or group of people, yan dispute or conflict na yan, ano. Sometimes, no, ang alam natin kasi dahil sa pag-aaral natin sa criminology, kapag may ganyang conflict, may disagreement, napupunta sa korte. 'Di ba? Sa trial court, legal 'yon, legal remedy. Pero itong pag-aaral natin na dispute resolution, makikita natin na there are instances pala na hindi naman na kailangan dalhin sa korte, pwede naman yung tinatawag nating alternative dispute resolution. May mga pamamaraan para maresolba, no, ang mga disagreement or yung mga dispute nang hindi dumadaan sa korte. Yun po yung pag-aaralan natin ngayon, no? Now, yung second part is yung tinatawag nating crisis or incident management. Ayan, kapag nagkakaroon ng crisis, 'di ba? Either ito'y tinatawag nating mga man-made, yung mga natural disasters, ano ang ginagawa ng ating gobyerno? Anong mga ahensya ang kailangan nating malaman, no, na in charge o point person kapag nagkakaroon ng mga incidents, no, within our community, within the country. So yan yung pag-aaralan natin sa subject na ito. Okay? Now, from the word dispute, no? Sabi ko nga kanina, dispute and conflict is sometimes synonymous or kadalasan sila po ay interchangeably used, no? Ibig sabihin, pwedeng sabihin mong dispute, sabihin mong conflict, it is the same, no? Parehas lang yan. Kaya lang, kapag tinechnical natin yan, pag sinabi mo kasing conflict, it is a broader perspective eh. No? Yung disagreement, no, broader siya, malawak. Pwedeng hindi pagkakaunawaan ng halimbawa, mga magpartner sa negosyo, hindi pagkakaunawaan ng magkakapitbahay, 'di ba? Yung kontrata hindi naging maayos, so nagkakaroon ng conflict, no? Pero pag sabi mong dispute, ito na yung pumupunta ka na sa legal eh. 'Di ba? Legal na aspeto na 'to eh, na kailangan na ng intervention ng korte, 'di ba? Hindi na kaya ng barangay lang, hindi na nagkaya ng mga third parties, 'di ba? Hindi na kaya ma-resolve 'yan, kaya kailangan ng pumunta sa court. Okay? Yan po yung tinatawag nating dispute. Kailangan ma-settle in a legal way. Okay? So let us start, no? So next nating kailangan, no? Kailangan nating malaman yung pagkakaiba ng tinatawag nating restorative and retributive justice. Ano ba pagkakaiba nito, no? Ang dalawang justice na ito. Pag sinabi mo kasing restorative justice, no? It is victim-centered. Ibig sabihin, ang kapakanan ng biktima, yung nararamdaman niya, ang kailangan nakasenter yung justice natin. Tinitignan kung ano yung kanyang pangangailangan. Okay? Ano pa? Offender accountability. The offender takes responsibility for their action. Siyempre, sa restorative justice, kailangan managot ng offender, 'di ba? For their actions and understand the impact on the victim and the community. Hindi naman pag sinabi nating restorative justice, wala nang pananagutan. Ganon din naman po, kailangan din managot ng taong gumawa ng mali. Now, ang itong pangatlo, no, dialogue and reconciliation. Ayan, the process often involves conversation between the victim, offender, and sometimes the community members. Meaning to say, guys, no? Kumbaga, baka pwede nating pag-usapan para hindi na lumaki. 'Di ba? For example, sa magkakapit-bahay, 'di ba? Baka naman pwede yung magkapit-bahay na yan, magkumare naman yan, magkumpare naman yan, inaanak ko naman ng anak mo, nagkaroon tayo ng misunderstanding, baka pwede naman hindi na umabot sa korte. Minsan nga hindi na umabot sa barangay. Ma-restore natin yung yung relationship, no, between the offender and the victim. So itong restorative justice na to, nakapokus siya doon. 'Di ba? Na as much as possible, ma-restore natin kung ano yung relationship na pwedeng masira, no, ng hindi pagkakaunawaan, ng conflict. Okay? So another is community involvement. So merong participation yung ibang tao. 'Di ba? The community plays a role in supporting both the victim and the offender. Magandang example ng restorative justice is yung tinatawag natin na pwede nating sabihin na ah, yung probation. Ayan. Bakit restorative justice 'yan? No? Restorative kasi yung ginawa niya, no, itong offender, 'di ba? Anong ginawa niya? Gumawa siya ng krimen na hindi naman heinous 'di ba? Now, yung kaparusahan diyan is ise-serve niya sa community yung kanyang penalty, no? Imbis na mai-imprison siya, he will serve his sentence outside. 'Di ba? In other point of view, it is a restorative justice because you are restoring, no, yung relationship ng biktima at ng offender, 'di ba? Oh, while on the other hand, kapag meron ng imprisonment, 'di ba? May kaparusahan na. Ayan, 'di ba? May nahuling nagnakaw. Okay. So, punishment, no? Punishment as deterrence. So ano ba ibig sabihin niya, no? Punishing the offender serves as a deterrent to prevent future crimes. Para hindi pamarisan, 'di ba? Kaya nga dinedeter, no, para mapigilan o hindi pamarisan yung gumawa ng krimen. Kailangan natin parusahan. At ano bang parusang legal? Syempre, imprisonment, 'di ba? Pwede din namang fine, 'di ba? Pero ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, no, hindi tinitignan diyan kung nasira man ang relationship o kailangang ibalik ang relationship. Hindi, ang retributive justice kailangan maparusahan ang gumawa ng krimen. Hindi pwedeng pag-usapan lang, no? Ano pa? Proportionality. The punishment should be proportional. Dapat equal lang daw, no, to the severity of the offense. Okay? And focus on the crime, not the relationship. So the primary focus is on the offense itself rather than repairing relationship between the victim and offender. So yun yung pagkakaiba kasi when we say restorative, inaayos pa 'di ba? Inaayos yung pwedeng maayos, baka pwede naman nating ayusin 'yan, hindi na natin palakihin, 'di ba? maayos na hindi pumupunta sa formal court proceedings, no? Pero pag retributive, hindi maayos yan, kailangan maparusahan ka na sa ginawa mong krimen. Okay? So next is yung tinatawag natin na conflict. Ano po ba yung tinatawag nating conflict? So pag sinabi mong conflict, guys, no? Comes from the Latin word conflingere. Conflingere, which means to come together for a battle. Away pala ito, no? Pag sinabi mong conflict, magsama-sama tayo, no? Dahil para sa isang laban, no? Come together for a battle. So a conflict is an activity which takes place when conscious beings, no? Yung mga tao, wish to carry out mutually inconsistent acts concerning their wants, needs, and obligations. Ibig sabihin, meron silang pinagtatalunan, 'di ba? Oh, meron silang pinagtatalunan yung kanilang mga kagustuhan, 'di ba? Oh, yung kanilang pangangailangan, needs, at yung kanilang mga obligasyon. Pinagtatalunan nila yan eh. Kaya nagkakaroon ng conflict. 'Di ba? Tignan niyo dun sa picture, 'di ba? Parang yung first picture sa taas, 'di ba? Parang yung isang grupo nagagalit, then yung kabilang grupo sila yung, kung titignan natin, parang sila yung sa part of the company, the part of the government na tinatry na pigilan itong mga taong ito or for security purposes, no? So conflict may also refer to a natural disagreement or struggle between people. Okay? Ang conflict, pwede daw namang natural disagreement yan. For example, yung mga mag-asawa, nagkakaroon yan ng disagreement, 'di ba? Kahit sa mga simpleng bagay, 'di ba? Oh, which may be physical or between conflicting ideas. So minsan itong conflict na ito, pwede siyang magiging physical, 'di ba? So pag ganyan, nagiging crime na 'yan kasi may physical ano na suffering na, 'di ba? Pwedeng physical suffering na ito or pwede namang idea lamang yung conflict. Maaring halimbawa yung paniniwala sa isang bagay, 'di ba? So pwedeng ganun lang po ang conflict. Okay? Now, a good theory, no, na kailangan din nating malaman is yung gawa ni Karl Marx. Kilala ba natin si Karl Marx, guys, no? Okay. So, yung conflict theory, ano po ba ang tinatawag nating conflict theory? So, pag sinabi mong conflict theory, basahin natin, no? Depicts that there exists a struggle between because of limited resources and unlimited utilities of resources. Pag sinabi mo kasing conflict, guys, diyan papasok yung tinatawag nating inequality 'di ba? Inequality. Bakit? Bakit ba nagkakaroon ng inequality? Kasi yung tinatawag nating mga employers and the employees nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na class conflict or class struggle. Yung mga tinatawag na bourgeoisie, 'di ba? O burgis sa Tagalog. Members of society holding maximum wealth. Yan yung mga tinatawag nating kapitalista, di ba? At yung mga proletariat. Ito yung mga working class, yung mga nagtatrabaho. So ito po, nagkakaroon ng conflict. Bakit? Dahil itong mga bourgeoisie na to o yung mga burgis na to, they dominate the society. Mayaman kasi sila no? Pero ang proletariat, these are not in a position to influence other class kasi mga manggagawa lang sila, 'di ba? Kaya nakikita nyo nga, 'di ba? Nagrereklamo yung mga manggagawa na mababa lang ang sahod, ang taas ng bilihin, samantalang yung mga mayayaman hindi nila pinoproblema yan. So there is conflict, 'di ba? At because of that, no, because of that, yung competition, revolution, structural inequality, nagkakaroon ng kung yaan ay iko-connect natin sa criminology, sa pag-aaral ng criminology, no? So pwedeng itong mga proletariat na to because they are economically unequal, di ba? And they are exploited, pwede silang gumawa ng krimen eh. 'Di ba? Pwede silang magrevolusyon, pwede silang magalit sa tao dun sa mga burgis na 'yan. O sa gobyerno, pwede nilang labanan 'yan because hindi sila kumbaga hindi sila nag-i-enjoy sa kanilang buhay because ang tingin nila, no, there is conflicting situation. Di ba? So, yun po yung tinatawag nating conflict theory. Okay? Now, assumption. Punta tayo sa assumption of conflict theory. Okay? Ano ba tong assumption of conflict theory na to? So, kung titignan nyo yan guys, no? Ito po yung iba't ibang assumption kung bakit nagkakaroon ng conflict, 'di ba, sa isang society. Number one is competition. Ayan. Competition over scarce resources. Scarce, limited eh. Pag sabi mong scarce, limited lang. Ano ba 'yon? Pera. 'Di ba? Nagpo-competition tayo, paramihan ng pera eh. Leisure, sexual partners, and so on is at the heart of all social relationship. Competition rather than consensus is characteristic of human relationship. 'Di ba? Competition eh, lahat kailangan ikaw ang manalo diyan. 'Di ba? Parang sa trabaho, guys. It is a form of competition. 'Di ba? Kailangan pares kayo nag-a-apply sa PNP, 'di ba? O hindi naman porket criminologist ka, automatic kukunin ka na ng PNP. There is still a competition. Kailangan galingan mo. So that is part of the ano, 'di ba? Conflict theory na nagkakaroon ng competition talaga, 'di ba, sa society natin. It is a characteristic, no, ng conflict theory itong competition na 'to. Second is yung tinatawag na structural inequality. Inequalities in power and reward. Ayan, tignan nyo, di ba? Sino ba nagtatrabaho? Yung mahihirap. Sino nagpapayaman? Yung mga may-ari ng kumpanya. Sino nagtatrabaho? Ikaw, nagtatrabaho ka 8 to 12 hours a day. Pero limited lang ang sinasahod mo. Pero dahil sa trabaho mo, umaangat yung kumpanya, yumayaman yung boss mo naghihintay lang eh. 'Di ba? Naghihintay lang ng accomplishment mo, 'di ba? So ang tingin nila, there is social inequality, 'di ba? Individuals and groups that benefit from any particular structure strive to see it maintained. Okay, syempre yung mga tao na nakikinabang diyan because of the inequality, gusto nila ganyan lang, 'di ba? Gusto nila manatili lang na ganyan. Okay? Pangatlo is revolution. Okay. So, change occurs, yung pagbabago daw, no, as a result of conflict between social class is competing interest rather than through adaptation. Okay. It is often abrupt and revolutionary rather than evolutionary. Ibis daw mag-evolve, 'di ba? Nare-revolutionize, 'di ba? Oh, it is a result ng conflict ng mga social class. At ang pang-apat is war, 'di ba? Even war is unifier of the societies involved as well as war may set an end to whole society. Okay, digmaan na no because of conflict, 'di ba? So dahil sa conflict na 'yan, pwedeng mag-set na ng digmaan, 'di ba? Oh, dahil sa hindi pagkakaunawaan, ako pwedeng mag-result na daw 'yan ng digmaan. Okay? So next, types of conflict. Ayan. Types of conflict. Ano po ba 'tong mga 'to? Information conflict. Okay? Ano po ang information conflict? Arise when people have different or insufficient information or degree over what data is relevant. Diba? Information. Bakit? magkaiba yung alam nyo. Magkaiba ang pananaw nyo sa isang bagay. 'Di ba? Parang sa politics na lang 'yan eh. 'Di ba? Pinagtatanggol nung kabila, 'di ba? Yung kanyang pinaniniwalaan, the same as yung kabila, pinagtatanggol niya. 'Di ba? Oh, so pwedeng different information. Pwede namang insufficient kasi kulang ang kaalaman ng isang tao, 'di ba? Kaya nagkakaroon ng conflict. Pangalawa is yung tinatawag nating values, okay? So, are created when people have perceived or actual incompatible belief system. 'Di ba? Value, 'di ba? Yung mga bagay na pinahahalagahan mo para sa iyo ay mahalaga, value 'yun eh, 'di ba? So, kung yung values nyo ay nagko-conflict, 'di ba? Pwede ding mag-start ang pag-aaway, 'di ba? Ang hindi pagkakaunawaan because of that. Ano pa? Interest conflict caused by competition over perceived or actual incompatible needs. Katulad na lang ng pera, di ba? Ng resources o ng oras. Interest naman yun. Dahil ikaw, may interest ka sa isang bagay, yung kabilang kampo, meron ding interest sa bagay na yun. Syempre, pwedeng magkaroon ng conflict yan. Di ba? Halimbawa na lang, may gusto kang ligawan. Di ba? Oh. Yung kabila, yung ibang tao, syempre gusto din ligawan yun, hindi lang naman ikaw. O syempre, magkakaroon ng conflict yan. Kailangan manalo ka. Competition eh. Di ba? Oh. And relationship, yan, misperception, strong negative emotion, or poor communication, no? Dahil di nyo na pag-uusapan, mali yung tingin mo, 'di ba, doon sa ginawa ng kapartner mo, kaya nagkakaroon ng conflict pati sa relationship. Okay? Phase of conflict. Phase of conflict. So ano ba tong phase of conflict? Prelude to conflict. So ito yung pinakauna, no? It involves all the factors which possibly arise a conflict among individuals. Ito yung pinakauna eh. 'Di ba? Ito yung pinakasimula ng conflict natin, 'di ba? Prelude. Pangalawa is the triggering event. So, an event which triggers the conflict. Example, a Christian criticize a Muslim employee over his project proposal. For example, 'di ba? Yung isang tao, kinontra niya yung isang tao, 'di ba? Ngayon, ang tingin nung isa, kaya mo ako kinokontra kasi magkaiba yung relihiyon natin eh, 'di ba? So triggering event 'yun, 'di ba? Oh, triggering event. So anong mangyari? Initiation phase. It is the actually the phase when conflict has already begun. So anong mangyari? Heated arguments, ayan na, nagtatalo na sila. Abuses, verbal disagreement. May mga sinasabi na silang hindi magaganda sa isa't isa, are all warning alarms which indicate that the fight is already on initiation phase. Next is differentiation phase. It is the phase when the individual voice out their differences against each other. The reasons for the conflict are raised here. 'Di ba? So ito, sinasabi na nila dito kung ano yung pagkakaiba nila sa isa't isa. 'Di ba? At anong dahilan kung bakit sila nag-aaway? Okay? At ang panghuli is yung resolution. As conflicts leads to nowhere, individuals try to compromise to some extent and resolve it. It explores the various options to resolve the conflict. Kasi nga, wala namang pupuntahan itong pag-aaway natin, di ba? So there comes a time na kailangan na nating isolve to. Resolution. Paano ba natin to maayos? So dun yun sa number 5. Di ba? Okay. Next. Dispute resolution. Ito na. Di ba? Sabi nga natin, resolution phase, ito na yun, dispute resolution is conceptualized as the method and processes involved in facilitating the peaceful ending of conflict and retribution. Peaceful ending, 'di ba? Baka pwede naman nating ayusin. Eto na po yun, dispute resolution na yun. Ngayon, yung conflict na yan, no? Sabi nga natin, conflict may also be used interchangeably with dispute. Sabi nga natin kanina, parehas lang naman yun eh. Kung te-technical mo lang, tsaka mo lang malalaman na pag sinabing dispute, ah, court yun, kailangan na ng legal help. Pag sinabing conflict kasi, broad yun. Maraming klase ng pag hindi pagkakasundo, no? Okay. Now, ang process na involved dito sa conflict resolution na to ay either arbitration or litigation. Ano ba pagkakaiba nito? Pag sinabi mong litigation, guys, no? Pag sinabing litigation po, ito po yung taking a dispute to court o dinadala mo na sa korte ang problema o hindi pagkakaunawaan nyo. Okay? Both sides present their case before a judge or jury. Kung sa ibang bansa, no, jury. Ito yung group of people. Kasi sa ibang bansa, jury system eh. 'Di ba? Dito sa atin, judge ang nagdi-decide. Sa ibang bansa, jury naman, no? Who will then render a decision? Yun yung litigation, ano? Kumbaga, dadalhin nyo sa korte, magpe-present kayo ng both sides ng inyong ebidensya at magkakaroon ng desisyon, 'di ba? Oh. At ang magbibigay nun ay si judge o yung jury nga, no? Pero pag sinabi mong arbitration, guys, private process to. Private, ibig sabihin, ginusto nyo parehas. 'Di ba? Ginusto nyo parehas ayusin na hindi pumupunta sa court. So, arbitration 'yon, kaya private process, no? In which both parties agree that an arbitrator, 'di ba? A neutral third party. Kumbaga, kukuha ka ng isang tao na magiging arbiter. At siya yung, sige, bigay niyo sa akin yung mga ebidensya niyo, titimbangin ko, and I will render a binding decision. Ang decision niya, same as the decision ng judge sa court. Kaya pag sabi arbitration, private process to, voluntary to. Kasi ang litigation involuntary. Gustuhin mo man o hindi, kailangan pumunta ka sa court. Di ba? Kasi makukulong ka eh. Ang arbitration, 'di ba, as much as possible. 'Di ba nga doon sa pinag-aralan natin kanina, 'di ba? Restorative justice, 'di ba? As much as possible, 'wag na natin palakihin. Dito pa lang ayusin na natin. Kumuha tayo ng arbitrator. So, kung parehas nilang ginusto na kumuha sila ng arbitrator, so pwedeng hindi na sila pupunta sa korte. Okay? Pero tatandaan, paano sir kung ayaw isang party yung naging decision, yung binding decision ng arbitrator? Eh wala siyang magagawa po kasi po yan po ay the same effect as the decision of a court. Okay? Kasi parehas nyo yan ginusto. Okay? Now, litigation, no? Oh, is a public setting. Tatandaan niyo yan na public court system eh, nakalagay oh. Oh, a defendant must participate, no? Wala siyang choice, no choice eh, sa litigation. Typically settled by agreement between parties but may also be heard and decided by a jury or judge in court. So tatandaan natin, yun po yun ha, litigation, public setting yan, involuntary, at ang defendant or both parties must participate. No choice yan kasi nga korte, 'di ba? Oh, at ang judge ang nagbibigay ng decision. 'Di ba? Ano nga yung pagkakaiba ulit ng judge sa jury? Ang jury kasi group of law-abiding citizens yan. Hindi ang mga abogado ha. kanya-kanyang walks of life yan. Baka meron pa dyan, karpintero, di ba? May tubero, titindang isda, di ba? Taxi driver. Iba-ibang tao yan, iba't ibang walks of life yan. Ngayon, mga ano yan eh, tinatawag nating friends of court eh, mga law-abiding citizen. Ngayon, pwede kang maging jury, papatawag ka ng korte, 'di ba? So, no trial by jury in the Philippines, ha, tatandaan natin. Wala yan sa Pilipinas. Ang meron sa atin, judge, okay? Now, arbitration. So, sabi nga natin, private yan, no? Procedure in which dispute is submitted by agreement of both parties to one or more arbitrators. Okay? Next, ano po ba itong arbitration? Arbitration means voluntary dispute resolution process in which one or more arbitrators appointed in accordance with the agreement. So, kung titignan mo, sa arbitration pala, hindi lang pala isang tao. Kasi one or more eh, di ba? Pwedeng kumuha kayo one or more. So, ngayon, kapag na-resolve nyo yan, yung dispute sa via arbitration, ang i-render dyan ay tinatawag na award. So, tandaan natin yan ha. Ang tinatawag o ang tawag dyan ay award kapag nagkasundo na at nagbigay na ng decision, award po ang tawag. Okay? Now, ano yung mediation? Ang mediation, voluntary dito. Tatandaan natin ha. Basta hindi legal court, hindi trial court, voluntary dapat. So, means a voluntary process in which a mediator, no, selected by disputing parties, no, mamimili. Facilitates communication and negotiation and assist the parties in reaching a voluntary agreement regarding a dispute. Ayan, may mediator, no? Kumbaga, siya yung magme-mediate dun sa dalawang panig at magkakaroon ng agreement. So yun arbitration, award, mediation, agreement. No? Pero parehas yan ginagawa to settle a dispute without resulting to any formal court proceeding. Ha? Now, negotiation. Ayan. So tulad ng arbitration, mediation, meron din tayong tinatawag na negotiation. Isang paraan din to resolve dispute. Dialogue naman to, nagne-negotiate between two or more. So dito po sa negotiation, wala namang kasing ano to guys eh. Wala ang ibang party dito eh, no? Sila yon. Nagne-negotiate sila sa isa't isa over one or more issue where a conflict exists with respect to at least one of these issue. 'Di ba? Pag nagne-negotiate, halimbawa bibili ka, nagne-negotiate kayo, 'di ba? Pwede bang ganito na lang? Pwede bang ganito? 'Di ba? Bibiling ko ng ganyan, 'di ba? Pero ito ang kasama. So, nagkakaroon ng negotiation. 'Di ba? To resolve an issue, nagkakaroon ng dialogue between two parties. So kapag nagkasundo yan, syempre magpipirmahan yan ng kasunduan. Yan yung negotiation na tinatawag. Okay? Uh, Next is comparison. Ayan. So dun sa tatlong pamamaraan no ng dispute resolution, kung makikita nyo, ang negotiation, walang involvement ang third party dyan. Dalawa lang sila. Kaya ang decision, excuse me, ang decision po dyan ay both parties. Okay? So tanda na, sa negotiation, walang third party involvement. Ang decision, both parties po. Ang mediation, meron silang kinukuhang mediator. Okay? Meron silang kinukuhang mediator. Pero ang decision, both parties pa rin. Hindi pwedeng ang mediator, hindi pwedeng siya ang magde-decide. Ang magde-decide ay both parties. Ang kaiba naman ay yung sa arbitration. Ang arbitration kasi, ang nagde-decide dyan ay ang arbitrator. Okay? Ang third party na arbitrator ang nagde-decide based dun sa mga ibibigay nyo na information or evidences. Okay? Now, court. Ayan. Court naman tayo, no? So, ang court, no, refers to Article 6, yung batas na RA 9285, yan yung Alternative Dispute Resolution Law, no? Of the model law shall mean a regional trial court. Kasi po kapag may mga dispute nga at sabi ko nga hindi naman maayos yan sa baka kailangan na sa formal legal proceeding. At ang formal legal proceeding po ay ang regional trial court. Okay? CAM. Ano yung CAM? CAM, Court Annex Mediation. So tatandaan, no pre-existing agreement. Wala pa pong agreement dito between parties. Pero referred sa PMC. Ano yung PMC? Philippine Mediation Center. Okay? Yung mediation process conducted under the court. So sa court siya, no? Pero hindi ito naka-file, ha? Ibig sabihin lang, no? Ang mediation ay magaganap sa PMC or Philippine Mediation Center. Okay? At itong mga mediator na to, ito po ay accredited ng Supreme Court, hindi po yan basta-basta. O, pag tinanong kayo, no, ang Supreme Court po ang bibigay po ng license or accreditation para sa mga mediator sa Pilipinas, no? So tatandaan na wala pa pong agreement, no? Yung court annex mediation binibigay or ina-assign po yan sa PMC. Bakit ginagawa yan? Para ma-declag yung court. Kasi kung lahat na lang ng problema o hindi pagkakaunawaan, pupunta tayo sa court, matatabunan lahat ng mga kailangan pa pag-aralang kaso. Di ba lalo na yung mga kasong kriminal? Isipin mo, no, kung may mga kasong kriminal, sabay magpa-file ka dahil di lang kayo nagkaunawa ang magkapitbahay. So, kumbaga, hindi na yan na iaano ng court, ire-refer kayo sa PMC, Philippine Mediation Center, no? Pero, oh, court-referred mediation, ito naman. Meron ng tinatawag na pre-existing agreement. Ibig sabihin, nagkaroon na kayo ng agreement, no? Arbitration, no? Means mediation ordered by a court to be conducted in accordance with the agreement of the parties. When action is prematurely commenced in violation of such agreement. Okay? Ito po yung court-referred mediation, no? So the court will refer the case to mediation. Okay? So there is contract between existing both parties. So contract stating that if may issue between the two parties, wala mo na pupunta sa court. Ayusin muna nila through mediation process. So kaya court-referred mediation. Ibig sabihin, ayusin nyo muna through mediation yan. Example, may mali sa kontrata. Hindi naman pwedeng ora-orada na pupunta ka sa court. Prematurely filed sa court. Di ba? Ayusin muna through mediation process. Okay? So, yun po, no? Oh, yung court-referred mediation. Okay, next. Oh. Ano po ba itong Killman model? Thomas Killman model. Okay? So, meron kasing dinivise, no? Si Thomas Killman na 5 conflict resolution strategies. No? 5 conflict resolution strategies. So, different people use different methods to resolve conflict. And most people have one or more natural preferred conflict resolution strategy that they use regularly. Okay? So, the Thomas Kilmann model identifies two dimensions people fall into when choosing a conflict resolution strategy. So, dalawa lang daw. Ano yun? Assertiveness and cooperativeness. So, ano po ba yun? Pag sinabing assertive, you want to satisfy your own needs. Tandaan nyo ha, pag sinabi mong assertive ka, gusto mo manalo. Pero pag sinabing cooperative ka, you are taking action to satisfy the other party. No? So, yun po, no? Because of that, assertiveness and cooperativeness, nagkaroon po o nanganak po ng limang method to resolve conflict. Okay, yan po yung parang naging batayan, assertiveness and cooperativeness. So ano po ba yung lima? So let us discuss. Okay? Actually, nandyan yan sa picture, pero i-discuss natin yan syempre isa-isa. Number one is yung tinatawag nating avoiding. Okay. So ano po ba yung avoiding? Pag sinabi mong avoiding, you are not engaging with the problem. 'Di ba? The problem here, no? The issue here is that the problem will not be resolved. Iba sa human behavior, yung tinatawag nating flight. Imbis na finight mo, hinarap mo yung problem, nag-flight ka o umalis ka. 'Di ba? The strategy of avoiding, ignoring, or sidestepping the conflict. Inavoid mo. 'Di ba? So, halimbawa, yung nambubuli sa'yo sa school, 'di ba? Imbis na kausapin mo siya para matigil na yung pambubuli, iniiwasan mo lang. So, para iniiwasan mo yung conflict, pero ano nangyari dito? The problem will not be resolved sa avoiding, no? Okay, next is accommodating. Ano ba accommodating? Using the strategy of accommodating to resolve conflict involves taking steps to satisfy other party or concern. Ito po, cooperative siya, guys. Accommodating eh. Cooperative yan, meaning willing siya mag-sacrifice to preserve the harmony. Ayun. Tawagin na lang natin sa salitang nagpaubaya. Yeah. Accommodating. Halimbawa, may gustong-gusto kayong babae ng best friend mo. No? Nalaman mo, gusto din siya ng best friend mo eh. Oh, ngayon, for the sake of friendship, pare, hindi ko na itutuloy ang panliligaw. Self-sacrifice, di ba? Oh, to preserve yung harmony. Accommodating yun, guys. Cooperative siya, no? Cooperative. Number three, compromise. Ano naman po yan? Pag sinabi mong compromise, involves finding an acceptable resolution. Okay? Pero tatandaan, parehas kayong mananalo dapat. Pero you have to give something in return. Paano mangyari yun, sir? You will meet on the middle. Yan po yung compromise. Compromise agreement. You will meet in the middle. Halimbawa, nagkabanggaan kayo. Eh parehas naman tayong may damage eh. 'Di ba? Oh, parehas tayo may damage. Paano gagawin natin? Oh, parehas naman tayo may kasalanan. Oh, ano kaya ang gagawin natin dito? Eh kasi pag dinaan pa natin 'to sa korte eh, 'di ba? O kaya sa pulis eh matagal pa 'to, abala. Sige, 'di ba? O okay na lang, tabla na lang tayo. 'Di ba? Ibig sabihin, 50-50 kayo ng ano diyan eh, responsibility eh, 'di ba? O ibahin natin. Halimbawa ay yung nagkabanggaan, kasalanan lang nung isa. Ayan kasalanan lang nung isa. Kumbaga nakapark, ayun, nakapark ka sa parking lot, biglang merong nagkamali sa parking, nagmaniobra, nabangga yung sasakyan mo. O wala kang kasalanan doon ha, kasalanan nung nakabangga. Paano magiging compromise 'yun? Sir, bigyan ko na lang kayo sir ng 3,000. Ano 3,000? 3,500 nga per panel eh. Di ba? 3,500 kasi per panel eh pag nagpapintura ka eh. Nagpamasilya ka eh. 3,500 eh ano pa yan? Kumbaga mahal pa yung kulay niyan eh. Di ba? Mahal yung kulay niyan pag nagpatimpla. Tas abala pa sa akin. Di ba? Eh sir hanggang 4,000 lang ang kaya ko eh. O sige, 4,000. Yung kumbaga, ibig sabihin, partly, kumbaga, mag-compromise kayo na halimbawa 3,500, 4,000, sinobra mo lang ng onte. O sige, pwede na yan. 'Di ba? Hindi ko kaya ng 5,000, sir, 6,000 hanggang 4,000 lang kaya ko ibigay. O sige na nga, pwede na yan. O. So 50-50, tawag dito, you meet in the middle ground, 'di ba? O, di na-solve yung problema, compromising, no? Okay, next, competing. Okay, iba naman tong competing. Kung kanina, self-sacrifice ka sa tropa, eto hindi. 'Di ba sa ligawan? Gusto mo din pala si ano eh, 'di ba si Angel eh. Oh, gusto ko din si Angel. Paano kaya 'to? Magko-compete na lang tayo. Ayun, assertive 'to, guys, assertive. Someone who uses the conflict resolution strategy of competing, try to satisfy their own desire. Meaning to say, gusto niya manalo. Yung isa gusto din manalo. O di pares kayo manligaw, 'di ba? Competing 'yun. Assertive to, guys, assertive. Meaning to say, pag 'di ba kanina cooperative, willing kang matalo, magbigay ka. Ang assertive, gusto mo manalo. Parang sa sports, 'di ba? Ayun na lang, sports, hindi ligawan. 'Di ba sa sports, parehas 'yan. Gusto manalo niyan eh, 'di ba? Pwera na lang kung benta ka, papatalo mo yung laro. Pero yung sports, parehas nyo gusto manalo. 'Di ba? Oh, 'di ba? Talk and text tsaka 'di ba yun, San Miguel. Oh, parehas gusto manalo niya kaya talagang 'di ba gagawin nila lahat para manalo. Yan po, competing po yan. Okay? At yung panglima, ano ba tong pangliman to? Yung tinatawag natin na collaborating. Ano ba yung collaborating? Working together yan. Ibig sabihin, para ma-resolve natin yung conflict, group effort dapat. We must find solution to solve the problem by working it together. Parang sa research, di ba? Oh, collaboration. Ilang kayo sa research? 5. Isa lang gagawa. Wala. Collaboration yan. Dapat merong taga-timpla ng kape, taga-luto pansit kanto, taga-bili ng bond paper, taga-print, taga-type. Ibig sabihin, ano ibig sabihin natin dyan? Collaborating, ibig sabihin, group effort. 'Di ba? Group effort, hindi yung isa lang ang gagawa, kundi lahat kayo. That is collaborating. Okay? Next. Yan. Salient picture. Ito na tayo. Salient picture of RA 9285, the Alternative Dispute Resolution Act of 2004. So ito naman ang i-discuss natin, no? So ano nga ba yung tinatawag nating na RA 9285? So pag sinabi mo RA 9285, this act is known as the Alternative Dispute Resolution Act. Actively promote party autonomy in the resolution of disputes or the freedom of the party to make their own arrangement to resolve their dispute. Ibig sabihin, kanina ko pa nga sinasabi na private po ito, agreement. Meaning to say, hindi pilitan po ang alternative resolution. Pero, ano yung pero? Kailangan po munang dumaan dito bago ka pumunta sa court. Kasi baka ibato ka uli dito. Sabihin, pumunta ka muna sa mediation sa PMC. Kuha ka na arbitration kasi nga arbitrator kasi hindi yan matatanggap dito sa court. Doon muna kayo. 'Di ba? So, encourage and actively promote the use of ADR as an important means to achieve speedy and impartial justice. Ibig sabihin, mabilis at patas na pagbibigay ng hustisya and unclogged court docket. So, tignan nyo yan guys. So, dalawa yung point of view. Bakit ginawa yung ADR? Para mabilis at para hindi makadagdag sa court docket o dun sa mga kaso na hinahawakan ng korte. Okay? Now, what is ADR, no? Process or procedure used to resolve a dispute or controversy other than by adjudication. Sa court 'yon, no, yung adjudication. Okay? Of a presiding judge of court or an officer of a government agency, no? In which a neutral third party, ito po 'yon sa ADR, neutral third party, meaning to say, wala akong kakilala sa inyo, wala akong kikilingan sa inyo, di ba? So, magbibigay ako ng decision or hahayaan ko kayong mag-decide sa sarili nyo, i-guide ko lang kayo. Yun po yung tinatawag nating alternative dispute resolution. So, ano po ba yung mga example nito? Halimbawa na lang guys, sa local government natin, sa katarungang pambarangay. Pasok din yung dispute resolution dyan yung tiyatag nating village justice o katarungang barangay. Sir, ano ba yung mga kaso dyan? Halimbawa, rape, pupunta pa ba dyan? Ang cases covered po kasi niyan, no? Imprisonment not more than 1 year yan. Okay? Yung mga pwedeng, kumbaga, dadaan muna kayo dyan, imprisonment. Kung not more than 1 year yung parusa o kaya yung fine, hindi naman lalagpas ng 5,000, kailangan yung dumaan dyan sa katarungang pambarangay. Okay? Halimbawa naman, may problema sa mga kooperatiba. Pupunta kayo sa Cooperative and Development Authority, CDA. Kapag may problema kayo, di ba, kasali kayo sa kooperatiba at sa tingin nyo, merong anomalya o hindi mapaliwanag, no? Nagkakaroon ngayon ng conflict, pwede ka pumunta dyan. Ano pa? Sa construction, meron din yan. Sa agrarian reform, meron din yan, mga land-related issue. At kapag labor, hindi nyo na rin kailangan yan, guys. Kasi meron naman tayong NLRC. Okay? Alam nyo ba yung NLRC? Halimbawa, hindi kayo pinasahod ng tama, delay ang sahod nyo, pupunta kayo NLRC. Labor Relations Commission. Ayan. So, pwede na kayo dyan para ma-resolve yung problema ninyo. Okay? Next. Does RA 9285 limits power of the Supreme Court? Hindi po. No, this act shall be without prejudice to the adoption by the Supreme Court. Hindi niya po linilimitahan. Such mediation, conciliation, arbitration, or any combination means of achieving speedy and efficient means of resolving cases pending before all courts in the Philippines. Diba? Sabi ko nga kanina, tulong nga yan Hindi niya linilimitahan. Okay? Kumbaga, tinutulungan niya pa ang korte para hindi marami yung haharapin na kaso. Okay? Now, ano po ba yung arbitration process sa ADR natin or sa RA 9285? Okay? Pag sinabi mong arbitration process, it means voluntary dispute resolution. Oh, in which one or more arbitrators appointed in accordance with the agreement of the parties. Kung napagkasundoan nila na dalawa o isa, pwede naman. Okay? Ngayon, kapag nagkaroon na po ng agreement, ang tawag na po dyan award. Means the final decision of the third person. Award po yan. So tatandaan, sa arbitration, ang nagbibigay ng solution, no, o decision ay ang arbitrator. Ha? Tatandaan, arbitrator ang nagbibigay ng decision diyan. Who is an arbitrator? Siya po ay appointed, no, to render an award. Okay? So ang arbitration po, dalawa, pwedeng international, pwedeng domestic, no? Kapag international, pwedeng may dalawang bansa, 'di ba, na hindi nagkakasundo. O pwede naman mag-arbitration, 'di ba? Kung natatandaan niyo, no, 2016 nagkaroon ng ruling sa West Philippine Sea, 'di ba? Panalo tayo diyan eh. International arbitration 'yan. Panalo tayo diyan. Sa atin daw 'yun. International 'yun. Pero kapag conducted lang sa Philippines, ang tawag diyan domestic. Domestic arbitration lang 'yan, ha? Okay. Now, ano naman yung tinatawag nating early neutral evaluation? So when we say early neutral evaluation, okay, parties and their lawyers are brought together early in pre-trial phase. So doon pa lang sa pre-trial, pinaghaharap na sila para i-present yung summary ng kaso nila. At kapag early neutral evaluation na yan, pwedeng magbigay yan ng non-binding assessment. 'Di ba? Halimbawa, tungkol sa labor, 'di ba? Yung kaso nyo, pwedeng magkaroon yan ng non-binding assessment eh. 'Di ba? Ibig sabihin, ganito mangyari dito. Pag tinuloy pa natin to sa trial, ganito pa mangyari. Baka dito pwede na nating ayusin pa lang early in the pre-trial phase pa lang, maayos na natin, magkaroon ng evaluation, no? Okay. Next is yung mediation. Okay? Mediation. Okay? Means a voluntary process in which a mediator selected by the disputing parties, no? Uh, assist the party in reaching a voluntary agreement regarding a dispute. Okay? Itong mediation kasi guys, ina-assist lang ng mediator yung dalawa. Okay? So, ang mediator, a person who conducts mediation, no? Now, what is mediation party? This means a person who participates in a mediation and whose consent is necessary to resolve the dispute. Okay? At yung tinatawag na med-arm is a step dispute resolution process involving both mediation and arbitration. Okay, next is mini trial. Another type of dispute resolution method in which the merits of a case are argued before a panel comprising of senior decision makers, with or without the presence of neutral party, third person, after which the party seek a negotiated settlement. Mini trial, kumbaga sila pa lang yon. Wala pa sa court. Kumbaga kumuha sila ng panel of senior decision makers, no? Present nila yung case diyan, no, without filing pa sa court, no? At nagkaroon ng ano, pwedeng magkaroon na ng settlement during that time eh. After evaluation, after ng mini trial, nakita yung mga loopholes, 'di ba? Naku, baka matalo dito, i-settle nyo na lang, mini trial 'yun, no? Okay. Now, ano ba ang distinction between arbitration, mediation, and conciliation? Okay? Arbitration, mediation, and conciliation are the main alternative dispute resolution mechanism, which is generally adopted by the people to resolve dispute. They try to reach a solution by settlement or negotiation. Di ba? Yun yung solution dyan eh. With the assistance of a third neutral party and have turned out to be an effective alternative to the litigation process. Uh, Arbitration is a process where parties submit their case to a neutral third party who on the basis of discussion determine the dispute and comes to a solution. Mediation and conciliation both are an informal process whereas arbitration is more formal. Okay? So arbitration more formal daw 'yon, no? In mediation, the mediator generally sets out alternative for the parties to reach out an agreement. The main advantage of the mediation is that the settlement is made by the parties themselves. Okay? So yung tatandaan, sa mediation, ang settlement ay sila din ang gumagawa, hindi yung third party. Sa mediation, repeat, mediation, ang settlement, ang gumagawa yung both parties. It is not legally binding on the parties. In addition, the basic motive of mediation is to provide opportunity to parties to negotiate and come to final solution. Okay, so these are the 7 forms of ADR in the Philippines. Okay? Pag sinabi mong arbitration, no? Arbitrator gives the award, may be partial or final. Pag sinabi mong mediation, the mediator assists only the parties in reaching voluntary agreement. Agreement made by both parties. Mediator cannot make a proposal. Diba? Conciliation, neutral party plays advisory role. Taga-advise naman. Pag sabi conciliation, advisory role. In reaching an agreement, third party can make or suggest a proposal. Med-arb, combination yan ng mediation arbitration. Early neutral evaluation, nangyayari yan sa pre-trial phase. Nag-i-invite ng third party to give a non-binding assessment. Diba? Mini trial, kumukuha ng senior decision makers. Tinitignan yung merit of the case. At ang CAM, Court Annex Mediation, ire-refer sa PMC to be assisted by a mediator. Agreement is legally binding by the court, but parties are not forced to reach settlement. Okay? So yan po ang ADR forms in the Philippines. Okay, so ADR provider, no? So kung makikita nyo sa picture, ang Office of Alternative Dispute Resolution is under the Department of Justice. At kung titignan nyo, bago lang, no, 2022 lang yung logo na yan. No? So meaning, hindi pa ganon katagal, no, itong Office of Alternative Dispute Resolution na ito. So pag sinabing ADR provider, ito po yung mga institusyon at yung mga tao na accredited. Ibig sabihin sila ay licensed, no, or registered as such, no, to provide services, no, being a conciliator, no? Ano, tingnan niyo yung note, no? Conciliator is a person who acts as a mediator between two disputing people or groups. Okay? So, may liability din yan, syempre, no? So, ADR provider, practitioner, shall have the same civil liability for acts done with the performance of their official duties as that of public officers, no? So, for example, may bad faith, may negligence, or may malice. Kasi baka mamaya kinonta ka ng isang side at ikaw pala ay in connivance, 'di ba? May agreement pala sa isang side, you are showing bad faith or malice, o kaya naman negligent ka, naging pabaya ka sa naging trabaho mo. So meron ka ring liability as like a public officer. Okay? No, ano pa? So, eto tingnan natin ano. Ano ba yung mga hindi sakop, no? Shall not apply. Hindi pwede, no? Ang alternative dispute resolution. So ano ba yung mga yan? So for example, yung mga labor dispute na yan, so meron na kasing NLRC, di ba? So ibig sabihin, mayroon ng labor relations, sila na yung bahala dyan. No? Civil status of person, so kapag may issue dyan, meron tayong specific agency naman na pwedeng lapitan para ma-verify yan, di ba? Validity of marriage, hindi din yan pasok, pati yung legal separation, hindi yan dyan, pwede. Kasi may court talaga na pwedeng humawak niyan, jurisdiction of the court. Then yung letter F, no, yung future legitim, no? Yung mga, for example, inheritance, pasok din yan dyan, no? Criminal liability, no, and others, yan po ay hindi po sakop ng alternative dispute resolution. Okay? Now, punta tayo dito sa office, no? Office of the Alternative Dispute Resolution. So it is an agency attached sa DOJ. It shall have a secretariat and shall be headed by an executive director. Okay, who shall be appointed by the President of the Philippines. Okay, as recommended by the Secretary of Justice. So take note of that. Ang pangalan ng head ng OADR ay Executive Director. Kapag tinanong sino nag-a-appoint, Presidente, at rene-recommend ng Secretary ng DOJ. Ano po ba ang powers, authority ng OADR? Okay, number one, act as appointing authority of mediators and arbitrators. So sila po yung pwedeng magbigay kung sino yung maa-assign na mediator or arbitrator sa'yo. Establish trainings, no? Certify yung mga individuals na gustong maging mediator or arbitrator to exercise such powers as may be necessary. So yan po yung kapangyarihan ng ADR. So, divisions, ito naman po, ito, may mga lumabas sa board na tanong dito sa divisions na ito no? So, tignan po natin, no? So, syempre, hindi mawawala, number one po is the secretariat. Ayan. Shall have the following staff services, among others, number one, secretariat, provide necessary support, no, and discharge such function and duty as may be directed by the executive director. So tatandaan niyo po, no? So ang secretariat, yan po ay support, no, na pinamumunuan ng executive director. Pangalawa, Public Information and Promotion Division. Ito po yung nagdi-disseminate ng information, promotion of the importance, and public acceptance. Parang sa lahat naman ng government agency, may PIO, di ba? Even the PNP, meron silang PIO din. So training division, sila po yung in charge sa formulation of effective standard for the training of ADR practitioners. At panguli, Record and Library Division, ito po yung central repository ng mga ADR laws, rules, and regulations. Also, may mga jurisprudence, yung mga decisions, no? Lahat po ay nandyan linalagay. Okay? Advisory Council, ayan. Sino naman po ang advisory council? So, ang OADR, meron din siyang advisory council. So, created, composed of representative from each of the following sa mediation. Yung mga kumbaga matatagal na rin dyan sa ganyang profesyon. Mediation, arbitration, ADR organization, IBP, academe. Ayan. Yung IBP, Integrated Bar of the Philippines, mga lawyer, no? The members of the council who shall be appointed by the Secretary of Justice upon the recommendation of the OADR Executive Director shall choose a chairman from among themselves. Okay. Now, what is the role of the advisory council? Ano bang role niyan? The advisory council shall advise the executive director on policy, operational, and other relevant matters. So the council shall meet regularly at least once every 2 months. So yun tandaan natin, once every 2 months or upon the call of the executive director. Selection of mediator. Do parties have the right to select a mediator? Okay. So sa pagdating sa mediation process, isa sa tanong, do parties have the right to select a mediator? So the answer is yes. The parties have the freedom to select a mediator. The parties may request the Office of for Alternative Dispute Resolution to provide them list or roster or the resumes of its certified mediator. The OADR may be requested to inform the mediator of his her selection. So sa madaling salita, pwede pong mamili ng mediator. Okay? Next. Is it required that a mediator has special qualification, background, or profession? As a rule, hindi naman po requirement yan na merong mga special qualification. For as long as, syempre, nakatapos siya talaga ng training sa pagiging mediator. Hindi naman importante dito kung ano yung kanilang baccalaureate, kung ano yung kanilang special qualification, ano? As long as you are accredited, recognized by the OADR, you can be on the list of qualified practitioner. Okay? May a party waive his right to participate in mediation. Halimbawa, yung isang party ay hindi kumbinsido o pwede siyang mag-waive. Yes, except as otherwise provided. A party may designate a lawyer or any other person to aid in the mediation. A lawyer of this right shall made in writing by the party waiving it. A waiver of participation or legal representation may be rescinded anytime. So note that rescind means revoke or cancel. Okay? When mediation or when a mediator be replaced, if the mediator selected is unable to act as such for any reason, pwede pong mag-select ng another mediator. Okay? Kung hindi pwede, kung hindi available, pwedeng mag-select ng another. So conduct of mediation. The mediation process shall in general consist of the following stages. Number 1, opening statement of the mediator. Individual narration by the parties. So yan po, both parties will narrate kung ano po ang kanilang point of view. Then, exchange by the parties, summary of issues, general and evaluation of options. Then, the last will be the closure. So, yan po yung conduct of mediation. You have 6 stages that needs to be conducted in any mediation process. Okay? Mediation setting. The parties are free to agree on the place of mediation. So sila din na mag-a-agree dyan eh. Failing such agreement, the place of mediation shall be any place convenient and appropriate to all. So confidentiality, tatandaan po natin the information na nakukuha sa mediation shall be privileged and confidential. Yan po ay hindi pwedeng ilabas, hindi pwedeng i-public, kahit ng mediator mismo. A party, mediator, or non-party participant may refuse to disclose and may prevent any other person from disclosing a confidential information. Okay? Oh. In such an adversarial proceeding, the following person involved or previously involved in a mediation may not be compelled to disclose confidential information obtained during the mediation, the parties to the dispute, the mediator or mediators, the counsel for the parties, the non-party participant. So ito guys, hindi mo pwedeng pilitin to na ilabas, no, yung information na yan kasi nga private matter to, kino-consider pa rin yung private, unlike kung sa court ka talagang kailangan malaman yan ng tao, pwede nga panoorin yan, but this is a private matter, that's why it is considered confidential information. Okay? Next is the arbitration agreement. So tapos na tayo sa mediation, punta tayo sa arbitration agreement. Explain the form of an arbitration agreement. So tatandaan that arbitration agreement shall be in writing. Dapat po nakasulat yan. An agreement is in writing if it is contained in a document signed by both parties. Tatandaan. If nagkaroon po ng agreement, kailangan in writing yan and signed by both parties. Mahirap po kasi kapag verbal agreement lang yan, di ba, napakahirap makapag-produce ng evidence if it is only verbally executed. It must be executed in writing. Okay? In exchange of letters, telex, telegram, or other means of telecommunication which provide a record of the agreement. Diba? The reference in contract to a document containing an arbitration clause constitutes an arbitration agreement. At dapat tatandaan, contracts is writing and the reference is such as to make that clause part of the contract. Okay? How many composition of the arbitral tribunal? How many arbitrators? The parties are free to determine the number of arbitrators. So meaning, ang party free to determine, di ba? Ilan? Pwede. No, failing such determination, the number of arbitrators shall be 3. Okay, natanda na. They are free to determine, failing as such, magiging 3 yan. Diba? Kapag di sila nakapili, 3 ang ibibigay sa kanila. Oh, subpoena. Ano ba yung subpoena na yan? So tignan natin. When we say subpoena ad testificandum and duces tecum, no? Arbitrator shall have the power to require any person to attend a hearing as a witness. Ayun. Testificandum yun. They shall have the power to subpoena witnesses and documents, duces tecum yun. Ha? So tatanda, pag narinig yung testificandum, witnesses, duces tecum is document. Arbitrator may also require the retirement of any witness during the testimony of any other witness. All of the arbitrators appointed in any controversy must attend all the hearings that matter and hear all the allegation and proof of the parties. But an award by the majority of them is valid unless the concurrence of all of them is expressly required. So meaning to say, kapag pinatawag ka, kailangan pumunta ka if you're a witness. Kasi nga, you need to testify. No? Hindi man siya court, pero arbitration is tawag dito, a part of alternative dispute resolution. Merong kapangyarihan yung arbitrator to summon you as a witness. O, di ba? Hindi lang korte ang pwede mag-summon. Hindi lang barangay, pwede pati ang mga arbitrator, no? Okay. Where is the venue, no? So ang venue po shall be filed, no, The same shall be filed with the court. Ayan. Where the arbitration proceedings are conducted, where the asset to be attached or levied upon or the act to be enjoined is located. Kung halimbawa, yung pinagtatalunan nyo is sa San Jose del Monte, pwedeng doon na. Di ba? Where any of the parties to the dispute reside or has its place of business in the National Capital Judicial Region at the option of the applicant. Okay? And forms and contents of award. So the award must be made in writing and signed by and acknowledged by a majority of the arbitrators. If more than one, and by the sole arbitrator if there is only one. Each party shall be furnished a copy of the award. The arbitrators in their award may grant any remedy or relief with which they deem just and equitable and within the scope of the agreement of the parties. Okay? Concept and principles of restorative justice. So ito, nabanggit ko na kanina, di ba? Yung restorative and retributive justice, no? So, ang restorative justice, tatandaan, we are resolving conflict with the maximum involvement of the victim, the offender, and the community. It seeks to obtain reparation for the victim. 'Di ba? Kaya nga pwedeng bayaran mo siya, reparation, reconciliation of the offender. 'Di ba? Enhances public safety and prevention strategies. It embraces a wide range of human emotions, healing, mediation, compassion, forgiveness, mercy, and reconciliation. Yan. Kaya minsan in the simplest way, 'di ba? Napapractice natin yung restorative justice, 'di ba? Halimbawa, may ginawang kasalanan yung barkada, yung kaibigan mo sa 'di ba? So nagalit ka, syempre. Pero there comes a time na pumunta siya sa humingi siya ng pasensya, pinatawad mo, that is restorative eh. 'Di ba? Kasi you are healing. 'Di ba? Imbis na magalit ka pa sa kanya, you are restoring your relationship. So in the simplest form, that can be considered restorative justice. Okay? Now, ayan. So ito din yung kanina, 'di ba? So what are the distinctions between retributive and restorative? So sabi nga natin, when we say retributive, 'di ba? Mapaghiganti eh. Punishment ang nakapokus diyan eh. Unlike ang restorative, reconciliation yan eh. 'Di ba? So sa restorative, tignan nyo what law was broken? Tinatanong diyan, 'di ba? Who broke it and how shall offenders be punished? Doon pa lang, 'di ba? Ano yung nagawa ang krimen? 'Di ba? Sino yung gumawa at anong kaparusahan? Yun yung mga tanong diyan eh. 'Di ba? Sa restorative, what is the harm resulted for the crime? Ano ba yung harm na nagawa niya sa iyo? 'Di ba? What needs to be done to repair? Kung tignan niyo no, yung sa question pa lang, meron bang paraan para maayos niyo 'yan? Halimbawa, isaoli mo na lang yung kinuha mo, 'di ba? Bayaran mo na lang yung nasira mo. So restorative 'yun eh. No? Who is responsible for repairing the harm? Eh, syempre, kung sino nakasira, di ba? Oh. Considers a crime as an act against the state. Retributive yan. While ang restorative considers a crime as an act against the victim and the community. Okay, retributive yan eh, no? So, sa retributive nga, di ba? Kumbaga, yung crime, act against the state to. Hindi ka sa akin nagkasala eh. Nagkasala ka sa Pilipinas eh, 'di ba? Sa state of the Philippines, 'di ba? Oh, ang restorative, nagkasala ka dun sa personal sa biktima kaya ayusin mo 'yun, 'di ba? The control of crimes lies to the criminal justice system. The restorative justice, the control of crime lies to the community. Oh, and the community is represented by the state. Ang retributive, ang restorative, the community is the facilitator in the restorative justice. Okay? So, jump po natin tatapusin no ang ating uh, dispute resolution video. Okay? Next video ay ang crisis incident management. Salamat po.